What's up, everyone? Today I've got one of our amazing clients on, James from Wistraps, and we are going to chat about his experience working with us and the growth he has seen in his business since we have started working. So, James, welcome. Could you kick things off by introducing yourself and giving us a quick background on yourself as well as your brand?
For sure. Yeah. So I'm Brandon James Rose, founder of Wistraps. But previously, I also had a digital marketing agency as well. And so I did a lot of pitching. I had a lot of people pitch me. And then obviously, what you kind of put together when you reached out was something I haven't seen before. It was super thoughtful. You did your research beforehand. It also came at a very good time where we needed email marketing. So knowing what I needed and then you to kind of fill that void, I think it was a great match.
For sure,
Yeah.
man. So, like, before we dive in, so where was Wistrap when you like first came to us, and what did your email marketing look like at that point?
Yeah. So yeah, when we just started working with you, it was just me at the time. So I was writing the emails, I was doing the social media posts, the ad creation, the R&D, the customer service, just truly doing everything. And I knew that emails are something that I needed to focus on, especially like the flow sequence as well. And so yeah, that's where we were. And then since then, I think I'll have to look at the numbers, but everything is up like hundreds of percent since working with you,
Yeah.
which has allowed us to grow our team, reinvest, and do those
Yeah.
kinds of things as well, especially offer our customers a better experience, you know?
Yeah, for sure, man. It's been a pleasure. And also, a lot of business owners are undeniably like skeptical about agencies, and obviously there is a reputation that agencies are over-promising and under delivering. So, did you have any hesitations before like signing on with us, and what made you decide to move forward with us anyway?
Yeah. So having an agency, that's kind of why I got away with it. I'm also super against agencies. I think most of them out there just definitely do exactly what you said. They under deliver for sure. You've been very different that way. It's been a very personal experience, and you honestly bring a lot of creativity to the table. A lot of agencies that I see, they're honestly focused on the next client, the next client, the next client, trying to obviously scale their business, but really they don't give their current clients the time and attention they need. And as a business owner, right, I care about my business, and it's nice to when especially when you're paying someone that they care at least somewhat, right, to help you
Yeah,
out. And so you've given really the time and attention and obviously helped us grow, and we will continue to grow together. But I definitely
yeah,
don't
man,
get
for
the
sure.
agency feel. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure, man. We also see like working with you as like a partnership of sorts and not like some client and agency relationship. We would love to, grow the brand together and like scale it to millions of dollars ahead. So
Well,
yeah.
because what people kind of miss the boat as well is even if you are thinking about it from your own benefit, if you can kind of help us scale and use it as a testimonial, or you can come on full time and be the internal email marketing team. There's a lot of opportunity when you kind of put your mind on one thing versus trying to go after the next shiny object.
Yeah, for sure, man. So like also that we have been working together for like a lot of months now. So what has like stood out to you most about the experience that working with us, whether that's on the creative side of things, the communication side of things, the strategy, or like something else completely different?
Yeah, the biggest thing that stood out to me that I haven't seen a lot of people use is like the Figma aspect, being able to truly see each creative, break it down. I think the communication is great, but then also adding your creativity. So I can lay out the framework of what I'm kind of looking for. And obviously, ChatGPT something or whatever, but then you can obviously create it, put it into your own template, and you bring ideas to the table. And I think that's what's
Yeah.
super important is I'm always the one kind of coming up with things. It's nice to have someone else to kind of bounce some ideas and shift things around.
Yeah.
And especially another thing too, which a benefit is working with agencies that a lot of people don't do, but taking their market knowledge and experience, right? You're working with different companies across different sectors. You see different trends, what's working, what isn't. And I think you've been really good at, suggesting what works and what doesn't. But I think the biggest thing is probably the workflow. I think working inside, the creative, being able to see the full breakdown, the customer journey of flows. That's been, definitely a step in the right direction.
Yeah, for sure, man. So like, has there been anything that has like surprised you about like working with us, like compared to other agencies, or like any solution that you might have tried in the past for email specific side of things?
Yeah, I think it's the transparency, right? So, like, as a business owner, I would like to obviously get kind of some work off my plate, but still have, view of what's going on. And I think the way you work with creating everything in advance, allowing me to check it, following our guidelines, but also throwing in some creative stuff as well. Just having that full view. I think working, across what is it, Asana, Slack, Figma, it gives a good just perspective on what's going on. Where a lot of the times, if you're just building something inside Klaviyo or something like that, you'd physically have to log in and check every single flow. It's all the basic templates. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I think from the creativity side, as far as like the aesthetics, I think that's incredible. And then the working flow on the organization side as well.
Yeah, sure, man. Thank you. Also, like, what have you seen on the like revenue on email performance side of things since we like started working together?
Oh, it's been significant. I mean, I know you've seen it as well. It's I don't know. I would have to do the numbers, but you know, 800% increases probably in just a
Yeah,
handful of months, which is incredible. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, man, for sure. Like based on like where things are now, like where do you see Wistrap headed over the next 6 to 12 months?
Just continue to scale. Yeah. And you'll be there for the journey as well.
Yeah, man, always.
Yeah, and honestly, and it's every day we grow, right? So even just running ad campaigns and stuff like that, we're generating more email subscribers, and it allows us to get more data, more information to kind of be more creative, tweak, and grow. So
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure, man. Yeah. A few more questions and we'll close it off. If someone's on like the fence about working with us, what would you tell them?
they should get off the fence. Yeah, no, I mean, I know a lot of people kind of say this stuff, but like I said, I've had my own agency. I've worked with a ton of agencies. I haven't come across anybody quite like you as far as the creativity, the willingness to work, learn. You did market research before even reaching out to me, which I think is huge. That was a big one. A lot of people just do cold outreach, and ideally you already put together what I was missing, which is exactly what I knew that I was missing. But knowing that you're on the same page as well made it so much quicker to start. So if anybody's on the fence, I mean, they should obviously maybe learn a little bit more about the overall business, because email marketing is something that a lot of people slip through the cracks, and it's something that needs to be a little more focused on, because you really want to get your own subscribers and ecosystem returning at a higher order value. And yeah, I think email marketing is somewhere to focus on, and you do a great job at it.
Yeah, for sure, man. Thank you. And is there anything else you'd like to share before we wrap up? Anything?
Honestly, I've been super impressed, man. I haven't come across anybody else that are doing it quite like you, and so I appreciate it. And I think especially for the value, like, it is definitely there, because I know month one, right? It was technically kind of like a loss, but what we were building was long term systems and processes, and that seems to be proven now. And obviously, I think it was month two we turned profitable from it. So
Yeah.
it's definitely worth the investment if anybody's thinking about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, James, I really appreciate you taking the time and even more appreciate the kind words. And we are genuinely excited about where we Stripe is headed as well. As I couldn't be more pumped to be a part of the journey. So that is it for today's
Thank
video.
you.
And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. And see ya.